Aloha, and it is June the 4th. There's a lot of things I want to talk about this week as far as like the weekly update. But I want to first start off with this quote that I saw from Lucille Ball. Um, I really like this quote, that's why I wanted to share it. In case you don't know anything about Lucille Ball, she was a famous comedian and activist and just an all around great person. The reason why I like her so much is because in a time that women were generally degraded and thought to be just a accessory to a man's life, she stood out as the boss and she made her own decisions, made her own way, and she didn't let anybody stop her from accomplishing the things that she wanted to. The quote goes, I rather regret the things that I've done than regret the things that I haven't, which is an excellent depiction of my life. The one thing I don't want to do, and I don't think anybody should do, is live your life with regrets. That's one of the worst things you can have at the end of the day, having those shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Because sometimes those things that you think you can accomplish that you kind of put off for whatever reason um, actually could have been something great. You just never know. There's this quote that I also heard that there's a lot of smart, knowledgeable, and wealthy people in the graveyard. They take their ideas, their thoughts, their ambitions, and all the way with them to the grave. So don't be that. We should strive to be different, strive to be, not perfect, but the best you possible. So this week I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I posted on Facebook, mm, and then also some of the other things that have been on my mind. The first one is Google's artificial intelligence technology, their voice assistants software and programs and stuff. So um, I'm always a little bit leery about a machine uh, conducting stuff on my behalf. So the issue is that it sounds very lifelike and very human. So essentially, you could say, "Hey Google," or "Hey whatever, can you make a phone call to the hair salon and make me an appointment for Tuesday at 11 p.m. a.m." Yeah, and so it'll call the hair salon, like say in your phone book, um, your most frequent, hair salon probably. It'll call them and make an appointment. It'll say, "Hey, I'm trying to make an appointment for such and such. Do you have anything available at 11:30 a.m.?" No? Okay. So do you have anything available at 12? And it'll make the appointment for you. It does not give that disclaimer that it's a machine. So the thing is the person on the other end, they think they're talking to you. So I think this is good, to where like people could multitask because I like to multitask a lot, actually all the time. But the Google should have this disclaimer out for their this software to where they let the person know up front that there are a machine conducting stuff on your behalf. Um, I think if they do not do that, they could be opening themselves up to a lot of litigation in the future. But that disclaimer should be out there that this is a machine conducting behavior or acting on your behalf. So that way the end user is aware. And also, in case something happens, that, you can easily say, well, this software, is conducting this behavior on my behalf. So it's just something to think about, something I've been thinking about. Also, something that came across this week was about 84% of the shopping apps that we have are actually um, vulnerable to high profile vulnerabilities, security vulnerabilities. The thing is like some of these stores, like I'm not gonna throw any names because, you know, they want to make they're thinking about sales. They're thinking about getting their product out there. They're thinking about getting their name out there. So they want to create an app because more people are mobile nowadays. They don't have time to stop and walk into a store anymore. They are going through their phone. They're flipping through their phone. So they're more worried about like the appearance of their app online and also the user functionality. So it looks pretty. Oh, I could navigate through this. Yeah, let me buy this. But the security portion of it, they're not really too concerned about that. So my thoughts are this: just be mindful when you go and purchase items online, or also through your phone app. You want to make sure that the site is secured, and that there's measures in place. I know a lot of people don't do that, but you should read some sites' privacy policies and some of the policies that they have in place, because it should say how they keep their information secured. And then if you go to purchase something and it sends your information in clear text, that is not a good thing. Um, it's not a good thing at all. That means it's saying from my phone to that store server, I'm just sending that information out there, not encrypted, um, just out there. This is my credit card number. This is the expiration date. So any person conducting a man in the middle attack, they can get that information. So a man in the middle attack is the simplest way to explain it is this. Um, I have a ball. So I'm taking my ball and I'm throwing it to my sister. I'm just throwing it to my sister, throwing it to her, throwing it to her. Then all of a sudden, like somebody stands in the middle of my path of throwing the ball to her. They catch the ball. They look at the ball. Ooh, this is a yellow ball. All right, awesome. And they throw it to my sister. My sister is, let's say she's unaware that that person was there and they caught the ball before they gave it to her. That's the best way to explain a man in the middle attack to someone who's not probably uh, savvy on the cybersecurity technologies, which I don't expect everyone to be. I think a lot of times that people, they throw out these cybersecurity terms, they just throw them out, and the people who are receiving this information, they're completely oblivious to exactly what's going on. They just think, oh, okay, yeah, so I understand what you're saying, and they really don't. Um, it would be the same as if I went to the doctor's office and they're throwing out all these huge words. So I'm just gonna say, oh, okay, yeah. Just hold on one second. Let me look that up real quick to see what you're talking about. Um, and me looking it up might not be, still throw out even more, larger words that I probably won't even know. So a lot of times you'll see when I try to explain something, I try to explain it in a way that people can understand. You know, so there's no point in me saying the whole technical definition of the word man in the middle, and you kind of might not understand. But that's the easy way to explain it. Me throwing a ball to my sister, throwing it to her, throwing it to her. All of a sudden, somebody stands in the middle. They grab the ball as I'm throwing it to her. Looks at the ball, reviews the ball. Ball's cute, cute. It's nice, and I throw it to my sister. Um, there might be a small delay sometimes, but sometimes that delay in the information being transmitted from point A to point B is unnoticeable. And other times it might be like a long pause. So, you might see the program like spinning and spinning and thinking, or you might see the website change briefly. So it just depends. So just be mindful of the places that you go to make these purchases, that you make sure that the site is secured and that your information is not being sent in clear text. Um, Also, if some sites they have you to register, you must be a user to access their information or to make purchases. Make sure that they have if they tell you your password has to be all lower caps, no special characters, no numbers, uh, I wouldn't register there, nor would I purchase anything from that site. Uh, that's just opening up the door to saying, hey, we're going to do the very bare minimum to make you feel like you're secured, but you really aren't, because somebody could just hack our servers, hack all of our stuff, and your information will be gone in a heartbeat. So you want to make sure when you do register to some of these sites to make purchases or anything that they at least have a minimum character. I want to say at least, it's going to be ridiculous, but at least 10 to 15 characters as a minimum. A minimum, at least two uppercase, two lowercase, two special characters in the formation of your password. I think the best password possible is the ones you cannot remember, which is terrible. Nowadays, these password hacking softwares, they can pick up patterns, like most common patterns. They can just it doesn't take long to do a dictionary hack if you take a word from a dictionary. And let's say one of these sites that just wants like all lowercase, no special characters. There's no requirement for a minimum, number of characters when you create your password. So it doesn't take long to do a dictionary hack, hacking that information, especially you have your credit card information saved on the site to make it easier for you to make those purchases. Yeah, you just made it easier for a hacker to get your information and also make purchases as well. Keep that in mind. So, another thing that I saw was, I guess it's been out for a while. I'm just not talking about it. So, Facebook is doing dating services now. Dating services. So, uh, as more come out about this, I'll talk about it a little bit more. But I kind of thought that Facebook at times does operate as a dating services, so it'd be funny to see how they will advance their program. So I guess it's gonna be something like some of these other dating websites out there like Tinder and stuff. But once it gets to that point, it'd be interesting to see the clear separation between these people are participating in the dating services and these people are not. I am a very happily married woman, so I would not be participating in these dating apps. I don't want my information out there on the dating apps. And also with that, it'd be interesting to see how they prevent against catfishing, using somebody else's picture, their information um, to find somebody and to date them or whatever. So I think catfishing is going to be something that's going to pop up real frequently with this Facebook dating app. So it'd be interesting to see everything in place. So I don't know if it's just an idea, as a way to expand services, or this is something that's already in place and it's hot and rolling. So it'd be interesting to see what's going on. Also, I wanted to talk about women in cybersecurity. There is not enough of women in cybersecurity information technology, information security, there isn't enough out there. I think that more women, they should go out and, of course, get their, certifications, get their degrees, but don't just wait there. Just don't stop. Just don't wait till you actually obtain the minimum job requirement information before you apply for that job. There's a lot of clear differences between how men operate and how women operate. So I'm not going to get into whole technical terms. I'm not a psychologist. I just been on several interview panels before, interview boards, read several resumes, and a lot of times men, they go to a job and they let you know, I can learn everything I need to know. I'm a quick learner. I can get this. I know I can do this job. Women, they wait until they know they can do the job to apply for the job. Have that confidence in yourself that you can get this done. There is a book that I read, which is a very good book, I think. And it's by Valerie Burton. It's called Successful Women Speak Differently: 9 Habits that Builds Confidence, Courage, and Influence. This is the book. So it's a really good book. And in there, it talks about how to speak differently, how to see things differently, how your personality, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, how people can receive it, and how you could change that to where you can walk out of the interview room and the people are thinking, why haven't we hired this person already? They're already part of the team, right? Right? Like, what's going on? Like, this person was excellent and they're an excellent addition. So sometimes also it's not what you have on your resume, it's your whole self. So think of like a job like a piece of a puzzle. So they're missing this certain piece of the puzzle to for them to be complete. And of course there's other pieces of the puzzles that's probably damaged, or it's like kind of old, so it's coming apart, and you can see those as like the people who either about to get fired, or the people who don't hold their end of the bargain, or the people that's come to work to go through the motions. Either way, they're still in the puzzle, but their piece is just damaged. But there's this piece that's missing, and it's the manager's hopes that they can find a piece that can help restore the other pieces that are damaged and also make them whole, to complete them, to give them that overall, hey, we can accomplish the mission, but not just that. This person adds to the team. Their personality is good, and in the book by Valerie Burton, she gives a lot of like really, really good example. So she also have a book that called Successful Women Think Differently. And these books, they're not expensive. I got this book from Walmart for $13.99. So it's not very expensive. Not really a thick book. A good little weekend read. So it's something else that I would recommend for people to read, women to read also, because, like I said, sometimes it's not what's on paper. It's how you deliver that information, how your personality kind of shines through. And in a male-dominated field, you shouldn't be intimidated. You shouldn't be intimidated if you walk into a room or a board meeting, and it's a table full of men. You're just as equal as they are. You know what I mean? So, who cares? Male dominated or not, be you. Know that you can do this job. That's what I do. So Another thing that I wanted to talk about also is kind of the other stuff that has been going on in the news. And so, what I wanted to talk about was uh, let me get there. So, there is a lot of, I guess, racism has always been there. It's always been, I guess, in society, and people feel however they want to feel. Um, I am a firm believer of the First Amendment. Um, the First Amendment, I'll read it out to you real quickly. Um, so it's from the Constitution of the United States of America, 1789. It was revised in 1992. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free speech exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievance. So, with that being said, um, everybody has the right to say whatever they want to say. Freedom of free speech, freedom of press. But please keep in mind of the platform that you're on when it comes to delivering that information. If you're with the organization, understand that your opinions, how you feel, you know, it shouldn't speak for the company. It shouldn't be for the organization. If you are with a um, anything, there's a way to express how you feel. You know, nobody should stop you from feeling how you feel about anything. I am a firm believer of that. If there's something I want to say, I'm going to say it. But I do recognize and understand the platform at which I am delivering my thoughts, my personal feelings, and everybody else should do the same. Don't speak for other people, you speak for yourself. And so, let's say, for instance, I don't know if you guys have saw this music video. This is America by Childish Gambino. Um, the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, that's intense. So it kind of got me. There was a lot of things there that was the truth and was not make believe. A lot of stuff that has happened that he depicted within that music video, those are incidents that really did happen. And a lot of the images that were um, in play throughout the music video um, is and was a good representation of his thoughts and feelings on America, which can be relatable to how a lot of people feel, or a lot of things that people interpret about the music video. Um, you know, uh, I think that this music video is and was a good way to put ideas and thoughts into people's head, and to kind of open their eyes up about how society is. Um, so, just my thoughts on that music video and the First Amendment rights. So, that is it for me for my weekly update. I was kind of talkative, so, but thank you for sticking with me. I have my huge cup of tea, caffeinated tea, enjoying that. And um, I want to again, thank you for tuning in. You can subscribe to iTunes or Google, the Play Store, to check this podcast out, or in case you're on the go, make sure you do check out my other podcasts, my other episodes, in case you missed them. Um, so also on my website, I want to offer a members only section. Make sure you get your subscription in. The members only section is in progress. It is free. All you have to do is just register and be a subscriber to the website. You don't want to miss out on this personal information, I guess is the best way to say that. So make sure you do subscribe to the website. This page will be coming up soon, and it will be only available to members and subscribers of the website. So again, like, you don't want to miss out on anything. So make sure that you do check that out. I guess until next time, bye.